Hi there. Thanks for joining us on another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry, your host for the next half hour. Did you know that Jamaica, through Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, has submitted its candidacy to lead the Commonwealth as Secretary General? Yep. Voting is set to take place during the body's Heads of Government meeting set for June 20 to 25 in Kigali, Rwanda. Our bid to be Commonwealth Secretary General has received support from several members of the 54 countries that make up the group. Find out more about the importance of the vote, as well as Minister Johnson-Smith's campaign and candidature at CaminaJohnsonSmith.com.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, June 6, 2022. Jamaicans are a step closer to accessing the services of the National Identification System, NIDS. This follows Friday's signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the Jamaica Bankers Association and the government for the implementation of a NIDS pilot project. The 10 deposit-taking institutions will utilize the identity verification and authentication services of the NIDS to execute the pilot.
We fully endorse and welcome this initiative because of the expected benefits for banking customers and financial institutions. But beyond that, as a Jamaican citizen, I'm equally excited about the positive benefits that will unfold for our country and my fellow citizens.
This MOU is just the first step, because what we want to do is when we issue the very first card, the person can ideally have a simplified process to open a bank account almost instantaneously.
We are moving ahead, but it's important that the banking sector, an important partner in this, ensures that it is used fully, that the ID is respected, and that the benefits are passed on to the consumers, because that is how we will convince the Jamaican people of the value of what we're doing.
The NIDS card production center is 97% complete, while the NIDS software system is at 90%. Jamaica's first enrollment center will be ready by August, and another 4 sites will be up and running in another few months as the pilot rolls out in Kingston and St. Andrew. 24 post offices have been identified for modernization and will be used as enrollment sites. The Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, is now enabled to proceed with the national rollout of the central bank digital currency, JAMDEX. This follows approval by the Senate of the Bank of Jamaica Amendment Act 2022 on Friday. The pilot of the digital currency was undertaken between August and December 2021. Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Kamina Johnson-Smith, said the full implementation of JAMDEX is expected to significantly reduce traditional challenges associated with many Jamaicans not having a bank account. It will also allow businesses to engage in more efficient cash management.
The Government of Jamaica is determined to make sure that the benefits to Jamaicans of this digital revolution are fully maximized. We have examined and continue to examine factors that will enable us to benefit and the challenges with which we must treat.
The Police Emergency and Control Center will be transitioned into a state-of-the-art C5 facility at a cost of $2 billion. It will be housed at a new location and renamed the Center for Command, Control, Computers, Communications and Cyber Facility. According to Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang, the facility will have the latest technologies to deliver services using real-time recording and transmission of data to address security and safety concerns.
We have started the process. We have a building. We have started the connectivity installation, and the equipment will come in.
The facility will be expanded with the resources needed to oversee all occurrences island-wide, to include the national surveillance camera system, Jamaica Eye.
This government is committed to ensuring we have a high-quality police force. We have the men and women, we have to give them the tools, and we are providing the tools.
Approximately $26 million in revenue was generated from the issuing of more than 20,000 electronic traffic tickets. This was between December 30, 2021 and April 22, 2022 under the Traffic Ticket Management System, TTMS. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says while the investment has a high return, it is not expected to remain this way, as the aim is to get motorists to comply with the rules of the road. The minor setback to the electronic warrant feature that affected the efficient use of the TTMS in the courts, Mr. Chang says, is being worked on.
And I'm confident by this Christmas season, the country will see a significant benefit on the roadway. Because the tickets will be issued, but the prosecution have to begin. That when a man gets a ticket on Red Road, him do pocket it and wait till him get the next one. And you have people coming up with 1,000 tickets and that. He'll be called to order, called to book in the court, fined and punished appropriately.
According to the Security Minister, before the implementation of the new traffic ticketing system, there were up to 340,000 tickets within the court system that could not be accounted for. As such, warrants could not be issued because it was difficult to ascertain whether a ticket was paid or unpaid. Protocols are being developed to facilitate a range of welfare needs for members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. The intervention includes the coordination and resolution of medical treatment of officers who are injured in the line of duty or fall ill on the job, getting pension after retirement, seniority payments, death benefit claims, and issues relating to transfers. The Ministry of National Security is working with the Welfare Department of the JCF and other stakeholders to develop the guidelines. Portfolio Minister Dr. Horace Chang says steps are being taken to correct this problem, which affects the morale of the officers.
A protocol was signed by at least with the University Hospital to see for priority treatment of police officers when they get to hospital. And we are moving to establish this protocol with all the health service, and including this will be a media program which the police officers will be able to use on their smartphone and instrument can come to later when they are in. The welfare and health of officers are crucial. And they are scattered across the island. The police has 200 facilities, 186 stations, so the system has to be efficient and national.
The Welfare Department within the JCF reports directly to the Commissioner of Police and acts as a single central point for the coordination of staff welfare matters. And finally, the National Land Agency, NLA, is stepping up efforts to increase land title registration through its newly outfitted mobile office. The unveiling took place last week in St. Catherine, where 128 residents of the parish were presented with certificates of title under the Systematic Land Registration Program. Commissioner of Lands at the NLA, Charisse Walcott, says the mobile unit will positively impact field operations.
It provides an office environment for persons to interview our applicants, especially in deteriorating weather conditions, provide restroom facilities, facilitate the scanning and printing of documents, and more importantly, provide Wi-Fi that we can communicate with landowners who are overseas.
The NLA, through its SLR program, is enabling persons who have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of land for 12 years or more to claim ownership of such land using the adjudication process. Minister without portfolio in the Office of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Everald Warmington, says the objective is to increase the level of land registration in Jamaica.
A total of 218 areas have been declared as systematic adjudication areas, including 121 areas right here in St. Catherine. At the end of the 2021-22 financial year, on the systematic land registration program's adjudication process, the National Land Agency issued a total of 4,382 titles for the parishes of St. Elizabeth and St. Catherine, of a total of 5,000.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
To properly carry out a hand rub, apply a palmful of the product in your cupped hand, covering all surfaces. Rub your hands palm to palm. Rub your right palm over the back of your left hand with interlaced fingers and vice versa. Rub your hands palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Rub the back of your fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. Rotationally rub backwards and forwards the clasped fingers of your right hand in your left palm and vice versa. Once your hands are dry, they are now safe.
Government is cognizant of the dual importance of infrastructural development and environmental protection. That's why the Forestry Department and the National Road Operating and Constructing Company Limited (NROC) have signed a Memorandum of Understanding. The agreement will see to the reforestation of areas that will be impacted when the state builds out the Montego Bay Perimeter Road, the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project, and other roadways.
Do what you can, where you can, to restore our ecosystems and preserve our environment. We owe it to ourselves as Jamaicans and to ourselves as global citizens.
The National Road Operating and Constructing Company, NROC, has responded to that call, planting trees across Jamaica. And just recently, those activities took NROC to Hope Village in Manchester. NROC's 30,000 Trees in 4 Years initiative began in January 2021. Since then, the program has been gaining support from communities in which NROC operates. As the government entity responsible for the establishment, development, financing, operation, and maintenance of tolled highways, NROC has bases across the island. That includes Highway 2000, where extension work is currently being done on the east-west leg between Maypen in Clarendon and Williamsfield in Manchester.
When you do a highway, you remove fruit trees from farms. And between Milk River and Williamsfield, we would have gone to a number of farms, remove cash crops and some fruit trees. So we thought that it would be good to give back to the farmers fruit trees to replace what we take out. And where we have open plots like this one, we would now put a program in place to do a blitz, as we call it, to plant trees.
The latest location chosen is the Hope Village community, which is adjacent to the Melrose Bypass Road. Home to an inactive fruit orchard, Hope Village was the ideal partner for the tree planting exercise. 400 assorted fruit trees, including ackee, apple, June plum, sweet tamarind, and guava, were used to replenish the orchard.
As an association, we are extremely grateful because we believe not only music is a staff of life, but food also is a staff of life. And we are so very happy that they were able to partner with us and to take this fruit trees planting a step further than the few we had.
So it's a partnership and we're doing very well in terms of a community space, and the highway will impact this community very closely because it's close by.
Members of the Highway 2000 family also chipped in, including Stanley Consultants Limited, China Harbour Engineering Company, and Jamaica Infrastructure Operators.
So the Prime Minister of your cog had given us a charge to plant 3 million trees over the next few years. And so this is our part. Today, the people that have come with us, the team today, will plant about 6 trees per person. So we're well on the way.
The Rotaract Club of the University of the West Indies Mona campus also joined in on the tree planting exercise. This is their second such involvement, and by all indications, the partnership will continue.
Environmental awareness, environmental advocacy is one of the major areas of focus for Rotary International. For us, participating in an event like this is just natural.
Environmental stewardship is one of the big things internally for us, where we seek to maintain environmental balance. So as we try to incorporate a new environmental standard into our overall standards, we're ISO 9001 company, and we're going to incorporate this year ISO 14001, which looks at environmental management. So that is part of it. This is part of that exercise to support how NROC operates as stewards of the environment.
What a way you're full of our roots and culture. That must be Jamaica 60. Jamaica 60? What a piece of news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going bust up. Just in. The island of Jamaica is on the verge of celebrating its 60th year of independence. I only way of celebrating it. They say the people them in them come here, you know. But you see when our people decide, say the other people them free paper burn up. Them say if it's war, start it, whatever. We all collect medal panta fight, you know. Medal. Amount of tongue we give them, you know. These celebrations are slated to begin on January 1st, 2022. Organized by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We have more in this report. I am on site and planning activities are ablaze. Persons are advised to download the Reggae Jamaica app to know what it activities for the Jamaica 60 celebration. Yeah. If you download the app to get the updates then.
The 2022 Atlantic hurricane season began on June 1 and will last until November this year. Already the first storm of the season, Agatha, made landfall in Mexico last week. An above normal season is predicted with 21 named storms and 6 to 10 hurricanes, including 3 to 6 major hurricanes that are Category 3 and above. Find out how the state entities partner with international organizations to help you prepare for the season.
Hurricane Matthew is still a Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It is continuing to move northward, which takes it closer and closer to Jamaican waters. More information is coming out from the Hurricane Center.
The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1 through to November 30. These dates historically describe the period when most tropical cyclones form in the Atlantic basin. A number of tools are used, like satellites, radars, and computer models, to determine where a hurricane will go and how intense it will be. But a critical part of forecasting is done by the specially equipped NOAA aircrafts called Hurricane Hunters, which collect data through high-flying meteorological stations.
That will be transmitted back to the Hurricane Center and then made available to all the region, including Jamaica.
WC-130J Hercules is a high-wing, medium-range aircraft used in weather reconnaissance missions. This plane is configured to penetrate tropical disturbances and storms, as well as hurricanes and winter storms, and get data on the movement, size, and intensity of these systems. The NOAA Gulfstream model, nicknamed Gonzo, is a high-tech, high-flying, and high-speed twin-engine jet that flies around and over developing tropical cyclones to create a detailed picture of the surrounding upper atmosphere. It has a range of nearly 4,000 nautical miles and a cruising altitude of 45,000 feet. The Lockheed model, nicknamed Kermit, is in a class by itself. Formulated with unique scientific instrumentation, radars, and recording systems, the Kermit is able to do horizontal and vertical scans of storms.
So we'll have two meteorologists sit up front there. The person in the left seat is usually verifying the dropson data that we're collecting. The person on the right is helping with navigation. The station behind that is where our radar operator sits. So we've got a radar in the nose and a radar in the tail collecting data for us. This is where all of our data systems reside. And then back here is where we're actually dropping the songs. So we'll prepare one of the songs here, pass it over to that guy. He'll prepare it there just so we have a backup just in case this computer goes dead or that computer goes dead. Once the song is ready to go, close the door.
Cutting through the eye wall of a hurricane, lashed by extreme winds, dazzling rain, and fierce updrafts and downdrafts before entering the calm of the storm. Probing every wind and pressure change during the course of 8 to 10 hours. So why aren't these aircrafts torn apart during these flights? Well, they are generally not destroyed by strong winds while in flight. It's the sheer or sudden change in horizontal or vertical winds that can destroy an aircraft or cause its loss of control. That's why NOAA Hurricane Hunter aircraft don't fly through tornadoes, but they are always monitoring for hotspots of severe weather and shear that they can often identify on radar and avoid if it's too severe.
We are always in direct communication with the National Hurricane Center. As soon as they get the information, we speak to them, they tell us what is happening, and so when we are ready to issue a warning, if we feel that we are threatened, we communicate that to the Hurricane Center. We are ready to issue a warning, what do you think? And we take that decision and they make it public to all the countries, not only in the region, but even wider than that through the internet and other means.
Have you heard? The Forestry Department has launched the 876 Trees mobile tree tracking app. It enables you to track and share the progress of trees you've planted under the National Tree Planting Initiative. You'll also get information on how to care for the plants. Find out how to plant a tree in this next feature and join in on the tree planting initiative that's aimed at combating climate change.
Trees are often considered the lungs of the earth. As part of their life cycle, they take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen into the atmosphere. Let's all continue this necessary part of keeping our planet healthy by planting more trees. And here's how you do it. First things first, decide what tree you will be planting. Is it one that will provide timber? Shade? Will it beautify your space or will you be eating its fruits? Once that's settled, you need to consider what kind of conditions it would need to grow. Naturally, some plants do better in some areas than others, while others need full exposure to sunlight versus those that can survive without direct light. And there's also the soil type to consider. Some trees thrive near seasides. Others prefer mountain areas, while certain trees are content in the valleys. Next up, space. Some trees grow wide, others tall. While you may be able to prune trees to keep them under control, some lose their essence when tamed. So, be sure to plant large trees in areas where they will have adequate space to grow. If you have a smaller space, consider growing a smaller tree that requires less pruning to keep it in check. Then there's the matter of your fully grown tree posing a threat to nearby structures. As a country situated in the hurricane belt, downed trees during times of disaster is a part of our reality. There's also the pesky issue of trees which shed their leaves profusely, and others with copious amounts of flowers and fruits, which might just be the cause of a dispute with your neighbor if planted near the fence. That being said, be sure to plant trees at a safe distance from walls, power lines, fences, sidewalks, and the very foundation of your house. Once you've considered all those tips, it's time to plant.
First step is to dig a hole, right? Not too deep, about a foot and a half, not too wide either, because you're not burying the plant. You're trying to provide a nice area for it to grow, right? Upon digging your hole, if you notice that the soil type is clay, that is the kind of coarse soil type, you'd probably need topsoil, right? Because when you're putting back the soil, it's going to be a challenge for you. But after that, you dampen the soil, ensure that it's moist, provide a moist area or environment for the plant to be planted in. Ensure the plant is in the center of the hole. If you dig the hole a bit too deep, there's a process known as backfilling, right? That's when you put back the dirt into the soil to a certain height that is much favorable for you and for the plant. After you do that, you want to dampen the soil, right? Ensure the plant is in the center, because you end up having a plant to grow lean or to the side, because plants grow into the direction of the sunlight. Ensure that the soil goes up to the root collar. Now the root collar is where the stem and the root of the plant or the root plug meet, right? You don't want to go above that. Once you do finish that, you water it, then you stake it. When I say stake, you take either a bamboo stake or a regular stake, put a flagging tape beside onto it, and put it beside the plant. That is you marking the plant. So once you're doing any maintenance, you yourself or any other individual in the area can know that, hey, there's something planted there.
What makes you proud to be Jamaican? Is it our local dialect, patois, with its unmistakable lilt that's still present even after years of being in the diaspora? Is it our finger-licking food, which is constantly among the top-tier foods in the world? Is it our greatest cultural export, reggae music, that's been the soundtrack to many cherished moments and has been known to incite liberation movements? Or is it our people, whose swagger and dominance is seen in all facets of life? Whatever it is, we encourage you to put that pride to use as we reignite our nation for greatness in this our 60th year of independence. We are a resilient, indomitable bunch. Let's continue to show the world that we're liquor, but we're talawa.
Anna, what's up? Girl, me just get someone for jury duty, but me don't want to have anything to do with courthouse.
This is your chance to help someone get justice. Plus, you can learn about the court system and serve your country.
And since when a regular smaddy like me get called for jury duty?
Well, once you're between 18 and 70, your name is on the voters list, or you have a TRN, them can summon you.
Contact the Court Administration Division for further information at 876-754-8337 or visit the Supreme Court website at www.supremecourt.gov.jm.
Brought to you by the Justice Undertakings for Social Transformation Program, a project funded by Global Affairs Canada.
And that's where we leave you on this edition of Jamaica Magazine. As always, we're here to bring you all the information you need to make your interaction with the government seamless. So be sure to drop us a line, jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Queries and suggestions. For this and past programs, visit our website. You may want to join us on social media, and of course, you can download our app. We're here for you, and so on behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.